friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Justina, and here I like to make, create, and inspire fun art things with you through my DIYs. And as you see by today's title and clicking on today's video, it is 80 days until Halloween, and I am super excited to share this DIY with you. You can find most of these materials at Dollar Tree right now, and this DIY is super easy and simple to do. Plus, you can make a bunch of them all at once and have them all around your yard for Halloween. But before we get started, if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free. But don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you every time I upload a new video. Plus, we would love to have you here, part of our virtual art family. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for being here and clicking on today's video. I really hope you enjoy this DIY. But don't forget to do all of the YouTubey things down below, which is like, comment, and share it to at least one friend. Now, with all that being said, let's just jump right into it and let's art today. To start off this DIY, you're just going to need a tombstone. However, I also have this creepy picture that I purchased from Big Lots last year when they were still in business, and it was less than 98 cents that was on the back of it because it was on their clearance sale. I think I paid about 15 cents for it. But Dollar Tree does have different images that you can use also. First thing I did was remove the packaging from our tombstone. This one has this little creepy skull on it, and it does say beware. Now I want to combine the tombstone and my creepy picture together, and so I'm just measuring it out by placing the picture right on top of my tombstone. After I have an idea of where it's going to lay, I did take a pencil and started tracing the outer edges of this picture frame. Now, as I'm tracing it, I am pushing in deep because this is foam and the pencil marking is really hard to see, but after I have it pushed in, it is easier to see where those markings are, and then I can cut it out. This is a great way to add detail to those Dollar Tree tombstones. Now, to cut out that little square that we made, I am using my wood burning tool on high heat. Now, remember, if you're doing this exactly the same way, make sure you take all the safety precautions. I do have my window open, my fan going, and I am in a well ventilated area. I did start off slow, but with this burning tool, it goes in like butter, and it cuts such a straight line for me, and it is so easy to use, and that's why I like to. But if you do not have a wood burning tool, you can always use an X-Acto knife and take your time and cut it out that way. Now that I have it cut out, I just needed to push onto it so it pops out that little square that we just cut out. Then I needed to add my picture frame. I first started going in the front, but then I realized it was easier to push it in from the back. Then I just finagle it and get it to where I want it to lie. This is plastic, so it's really durable or bendable so that I can add it to the hole easily. As you see here, I'm just pushing it more forward so that the picture is well seen, and then I can add some hot glue to the outer edges to hold it into place. Now, this plastic is really thin, so I do suggest to use a low hot glue setting so that it melts into the foam tombstone together and it holds it into place without it actually burning a hole through the plastic. I did continue to add glue where there was open spaces, and then I did hold everything into place until it was nice and secure. I did take our picture stand and flip it all the way up, added more hot glue to it so it added more security to the picture frame, but even just gluing down the four edges worked fine. Now, I wanted to spruce up my tombstone, so I'm going in with black acrylic paint, and I'm adding it to those cracks and anywhere that it originally has a black paint. That's because a lot of times the paint starts to flake off being in those packages, so I'm just adding another layer of depth, and then I will continue adding other colors on to the tombstone later on. This is a great way to really spookify those tombstones from Dollar Tree. Next, I have a piece of wood that was in my crafting stash that I'm pretty sure I used in a previous DIY, and I just have it on hand, so you can pretty much use any scrap piece of wood, but it is a great way to attach the tombstone to that piece of wood. Not only does it add weight, but it also adds stability, because once you glue it down, it has something to adhere on, and then you can add more details where we're about to do here in a second. I did hold it into place until it was securely cured, and then next I like to go in with my spray foam. I purchased this spray foam at Walmart. This is their insulating foam, windows and doors. It's about $4 to $5 a can, and this stuff goes a long way. This one was acting pretty crazy though. As you see here, it started to fly out, so make sure you wear some protective eyewear and maybe some gloves, because this stuff getting on your skin is pretty sticky. I will add it to the outer edges of our tombstone, because this will be the creepy grass around it and maybe some of that freshly dirt after somebody gets buried in. Now you do want this to dry for at least a couple of hours so that you can start adding paint to it. So as you see here, mine is pretty dry, but when I did peel it up, there was a air hole that was still wet, but it's not going to affect our decorating part. Now as you see here, it's pretty dry. I can touch it, and at first I was going to go in with my folk art home decor chalk paint in the color Java and start painting this over. Now you can paint it using acrylic paints, but it does take several coats. I would suggest, if you hand paint it, to use a chalk paint, because it is thicker and it does lay down easier and it does adhere down to the spray foam. However, I forgot that I did have spray paint, so then I went downstairs and spray painted it using a brown spray paint, and here's how it looks. Remember, when using spray paint, you want to do light coats and then build it up so that the spray foam and the spray paint don't have a bad reaction. As you see here, we are now ready to decorate it. So I'm adding some hot glue into various spots, and I'm adding some of this green moss on top of it. Now I had to buy some of the moss online because my Dollar Tree only had the brown moss, and it wasn't what I was looking for, so I ordered mine. I also ordered these leaves online because we had a birthday celebration not too long ago, and it was in a Jurassic Park theme. So I had a bunch of these left over that I'm adding into the spray foam part. That way we can add hot glue and it will stay into place. Now you can decorate your tombstone however you like, but I was going for a spooky vibe, so I'm adding a lot of leaves and different types of branches. As you see here, I have some of these branches from Dollar Tree. They come in a pick, and at the time it was still $1.25. I just still had some on hand. I cut them down into smaller pieces and I'm adding it right into the foam. I do add a dollop of hot glue right on top of the areas to hold everything in place, and then I normally hide it with some more of that moss. Then I do continue adding all sorts of different things like bugs, spiders, and more greenery here and there. But remember, if you're not going for a spooky vibe, you can definitely take these Dollar Tree tombstones and really make them more happy. You can add some neon colors, you can add some smiley faces and all of that stuff if you have little ones, or if creepy is not your vibe. But at my house, the creepier the better. Last thing I needed to do was to age my tombstone a little bit more, so I'm just adding some of this green paint everywhere, taking a paper towel and removing some. I also added some bronze paint just to really age this and make it look like mildew and just a bunch of old things growing all over it. And then after I was done painting, that completes our DIY. This is how our tombstone turned out. I absolutely love these. I'm pretty sure you can make a bunch of these all in a row and have them all around your yard around Halloween time. These are one of my favorite DIYs. that I do pretty much every year, but I pretty much do them a little bit different each year. But I would love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comment section below. Remember, friends, if you're new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free. But don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you every time I upload a new video. Plus, we would love to have you here, part of our virtual art family. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I am trying to reach 15,000 subscribers by October, and I really think that we can do it. We already reached the goal of 12,000, and I am super honored. Thank you so much if you have became a subscriber. But don't forget to do all of the YouTube things down below, which is like, comment, and share it to at least one friend. It really does help out my channel. Remember, friends, I do have other socials. I have a Facebook, Instagram, a Buy Me a Coffee, and now a Patreon page. If you would like to become a member of any of those, all of those links will be down in the description box below. Be sure to check it out because there are a couple of freebies over there. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, but I need to get back into it because the countdown is going quickly. I hope you enjoy, and as always, I will see you in the next one.